Hi, we're going to do a full body blast today. So we're going to start out using the Fasciablaster, and we're going to warm up our tissue on our entire body. So I'm going to start on my scalp. Okay, my hair is all combed so it's tangle free. And you just do a couple, you can pull out so you don't get tangled. Okay. You can scalp blast in the shower with conditioner. I just got out of the sauna. I am preheated. I'm in the hot Arizona sun. Okay? And I'm just going to get my hair out of the way now so it doesn't tangle for the rest of our session. And we're going to go on to our face. All right. So I have my Fasciablaster, and I'm just going to go down. This is just a quick body blast. I always like to get my jawline. My chin. And I come up under my cheekbone. I don't go right on my cheeks because I don't want to lose any volume there. And then I come up on my temporal area, up into my forehead. My other temporal. And under my cheekbone. Switch hands. Down to my jawline. I go around my lips. If you were a smoker or a straw drinker, you may feel some crunchies here. Okay, I'm going to just do the sides of my nose. And then if you just want to gently go under your eye, I avoid the tissue directly under my eye because it is very thin, very sensitive. And you can see I'm using very light pressure, just right at the surface of the skin, increasing the blood flow. Okay, and we are going to go on down to our neck. Again, I'm just using very light pressure. And continue around the back of your neck. And other side. Continuing around. And let's get by our clavicle. I'm going to start out on the top. And both sides right on the top. Now I'm going to go right underneath the clavicle. So I'm actually going to take this side. I'm just going to put it right under there and just get rid of those, they attach under the clavicle. And other side. And now I'm going to turn, and I'm going to put it right under here and get the pectoral. Okay? I like to put my shoulder up in the goalpost position and go right out to the shoulder. Helps open those shoulders up. Do you have any frozen shoulder or anything? Okay, so your pectorals come and they attach onto your sternum. So you want to get, avoiding your breast tissue, but get directly onto your sternum. Get all that attachment. All right, and go all the way across this pectoralis. You can always hold your breast tissue out of the way. Come up with the goalpost. And let's warm up this left arm. I'm just going to go at the surface and do some long strokes from the wrist up to the shoulder. And now flip, so your thumb is pointing up. Let's do palm up, wrist to shoulder, light pressure. Do the inside here. And let's do the outside, going from your deltoid down, across your elbow. And palm down again. All right, let's go to the other. Sorry, let's do the hand, the palm of the hand. And now the back of the hand. Let's switch. Do the palm of your hand. And the back of your hand. And let's start from wrist to shoulder. Thumb up. Palm up. And do the inside. Going all the way to the armpit. And let's do that outside over the elbow, all the way up. And back to palm down. Okay, let's go to our scapula and rhomboid area. So if you don't have good range of motion, do what you can right here. All right, so I'm just gonna go back and forth. Out to my scapula. And now I'm bringing my hand under and getting the rest of this area. Subscapula. So you would go all the way down here. Let's switch hands, going to the other side. We're going to get right on those rotator cuff muscles. And I'm putting my arm under now, getting this lower portion. Without my clothing on, I would be going as far as I could. And let's go down to our lower back. Do lean a little bit here, get your QL, a little bit of the obliques. And other side. And continue from the oblique onto the stomach. I tend to lean back a little when I'm blasting my stomach, get the skin a little bit tighter. And making your way from one side to the other. Okay, and let's make sure we get our hip flexors. Just pull some oil up. So right in your iliac here, you have all these attachments. I turn it, make sure I get all the attachments here, get right up on the hip. And let's do our other hip. Okay, and let's continue down to the legs. Start out on your inner thigh. You can do this standing or sitting. Any position will work. Okay, let's do the top of our quadricep. Going all the way up from attachment down to the knee. And let's hit the IT band. I'm going from knee up. I have nice light pressure. And let's continue on back to our hamstring. Now I'm coming from the glute hammy tie-in right here, all the way down to my knee. If you're a butt blaster, bring it all the way up. All right, now let's get our knee. Your knee is easiest to go over with the Fasciablaster when you have it flexed. Stretches the skin out. And then let's go lightly behind the knee, interior knee behind, out to the outside. And let's take it down to our calf. I'm going to start out directly over my shin. And taking it to the inside, going from knee to ankle. And back of the lower leg. And now I'm going to come around and do the other side of the back of the leg. And here on the lateral side. And back up by the shin bone. All right, hit the top of your foot. Getting around your ankles. And then go to the bottom of your foot. All right, other leg. We'll start with the top of the thigh. Working our way out towards the IT band. Now hitting the IT band. And back of the hamstring. Continuing back. And working our way towards the inside. And now let's hit inside. Okay, and our knee. You want to go right over your kneecap. It's covered in fascia, and you can get tightened up and restrict that joint. And gently on the back of the kneecap. High concentrated area of lymph nodes. I have blasted this area for 2 years with light pressure without causing any swelling or irritation. I don't go digging or use deep pressure there. Okay, now let's do the shin bone. And working our way inside. Shift a little bit further to the back. And I'm going to switch my hand and go to the back and behind the knee to the ankle. And working my way to the lateral side. And back up to the shin bone. All right, let's do the top of the foot. And around your ankle. And the bottom of the foot. All right, let's grab a mini, okay? So I am not going to do my face or my scalp with anything but the Fasciablaster. It is recommended that you use the tiny claws of the Fasciablaster on your face. Grab a drink of water anytime you need one. All right, so let's go right into our arm. Using the mini, I am going from wrist to shoulder, palm down, light pressure, and a quick movement. Now I'm taking my thumb up, and palm up, and going on the inside from armpit to wrist. Anytime you need more oil, oil up. You want the blaster to glide nice and easily over your skin. And now let's turn our thumb towards us. And just hit the palm of that hand. On the back side of the hand. Other arm. We start out with our palm down. We're going up. And I got my thumb up now. Palm up. And switch to the inside. And outside. All right, let's hit our trap area. So I'm working from ear to shoulder. And coming around, taking it down to the front of my deltoid shoulder, pectoral, hitting this line right here. And now my pectoral. Let's actually go up and down here. From your clavicle down to your breast tissue. Working to the center, to the other side. And open up that shoulder. Now let's hit the trap. We're we're going from ear to shoulder. And now take it back to the back of your neck. Working the left side. And come right in the center. Straddle your vertebra. And now hit that right side. And I'm going to reach across. Coming out to my rotator cuff muscles on my scapula. And switch sides. I'm hitting the rhomboid area. And out to my rotator cuff. All right, let's take it to our stomach. All right, so we're gonna go in a vertical movement, starting at the oblique on your ribs from the right side, working slowly towards the belly button, continuing through the belly button, over to our left side, hitting our oblique. Let's do that pass again, working towards the center. Out to the other side. Let's do one more pass. You can switch hands anytime you'd like. So for good body mechanics when you're blasting, you always want to try to keep your wrist as neutral as possible. You know, if we get it bent too much, we could irritate some carpal tunnel. Just try to be mindful. I know it's awkward, we get in weird positions, but if you can try to keep a neutral position, it'll help you overall. All right, we're ready to go to our legs. So let's start on the top of our thigh here on our quadricep, going from knee up to my iliac crest. And let's take it to our IT band. Back to our hamstring. I'm on the outer side of my hamstring. Now right into the back center of the hamstring. And to the inside. So if you see there, I had my arm out and then I switched. It's just easier for me to get in that position for the inside. Let's take it to this inner thigh, right where you left off here. So blasting is a workout. If you're beginning and you're getting, your arms are tired, it's natural. It's a great toner, and it gets easier the longer you do it. Okay, let's go to the bottom. Hit our knee, right over the kneecap. And straighten the leg, gently go behind the knee, interior behind, outer edge, behind, interior. It's a nice fluid movement. And now let's go right over the shin. So I have a claw straddling my shin, and I'm just hitting each side of it. Great for shin splints. Going all the way from kneecap to my ankle. Okay, now I'm going to do the outside. Continue to slowly move back. I'm on the lateral edge. And I'm moving to the back now. Gonna bring my arm in front, right where I left off. Continuing to move towards the shin bone. Back to the shin bone. All right, let's switch to the other leg. I'm gonna grab a drink. Okay, let's move on to our left leg. Starting out with the top of our quadricep. Knee to hip. Going to the IT band. Working our way to the outside edge of the hamstring. To the back of the hamstring. And the inside. Now I'm going to change hand position and hit the inside of that. Moving my way to the top. Running over the top of my kneecap. Inside, front, outside, front. And nice, gentle. Don't knock the kneecap around. And outside edge, taking it behind. Nice, gentle pressure. And let's go down to our lower leg. Starting out straddling the shin. Working towards the lateral edge. Moving to the edge, the lateral side. Working my way behind. I'm in the back of the calf muscle now. Switching hands, I'm going to go to the inside. And working my way up to the shin bone. All right, grab a drink of water. All right, we're gonna use the full-size blaster now, and we're gonna hit everything on the cross fiber, okay? So we're gonna start, and we're just gonna go across the muscle fibers on our forearm from wrist to elbow, back down to wrist, up to elbow, palm is facing down, back down to your wrist, elbow, wrist, and now palm up and just run back and forth. And palm up now. Sorry, that was thumb up. So palm up, cross fiber. And just hit that outside edge right between a claw. All right, let's go cross fiber, palm up, hitting that bicep. Now you go with the muscle, we did with the Mini2, and now we're going to cross fiber. We're just having a better chance at hitting all of the adhesions. Now let's take our palm down. And working to the outside, our tricep, cross fiber, shoulder, down to elbow, up to the shoulder, to the elbow, Just constantly moving. And let's cross fiber on our tricep. So I'm going to go to a palm down grip and cross fiber. And let's just hit the palm of our hand again. And the back side. All right, let's switch hands. All right, let's start on our forearm from wrist to elbow, going cross fiber. So I'm dominantly right-handed. Cross fiber is always difficult for me with my left hand. So you can always, get your arm moving a little bit too. Okay? Whatever works for you. And let's put our thumb up and just straddle right here. This is an attachment site, when we're using our thumbs to do all that texting. Okay, now let's go cross fiber, palm up. And let's run along this side here, straddling with a claw. Let's go cross fiber on our bicep. Take your palm pointed towards you. And I'm going to change my hand position, the left hand palm down, and I'm going across my tricep. And take it to the inside here. All right, and let's go across from shoulder, across below our clavicle, across our pectoral, to the other pectoral, hitting the shoulder. Bring it on back. Hit that other shoulder, pectoral, other side. Okay, so the back is always tricky to do by yourself. Just do the best you can. I got my right palm down, and I'm going to hit my traps going cross fiber. So I'm going to reach back with my left hand, grab it in my palm, and I'm just going to go back and forth across my traps. Going from my shoulder up, just a little bit of movement. You can also take one hand right here and go across. All right, come back down here, hit your rhomboid. And out to your rotator cuff on the top of your scapula. Let's switch hands. I'm going to take it to my left hand. My left hand is palm down. This one I'm grabbing here. Okay? I'm going to go across my traps. Let's switch to one hand. Switch back to two hand. I'm going to hit that rhomboid area right here. The left side of my spine. Out to my scapula. All right, let's take it. You want to go across the center of your back, cross fiber, working down. Right side, down, cross over, left side, cross over, and cross. Let's go counterclockwise. All right, now let's go to our legs. Oh, we're gonna do our stomach first. Grab a drink. All right, cross fiber on the obliques. Starting on the left side, top of the ribs. Going down to your hip. Up. Let's hit a V. Left side goes up. Right side angles down. Right next to your hip bone. Let's switch that. Left hand down, right hand up. Hitting back. All right, let's go right across the top here, back and forth. Bring that left hand down, pointed towards your hip, hitting this diagonal here. Okay, bringing my right hand down. Continuing out through the oblique. Switching, bringing that left hand down, right hand up, hitting the oblique at a diagonal. All the way down. And let's hit our right side oblique straight across. Ribs down to hip. And now let's do our stomach straight across on our lower abdominal region. And working our way up across the belly button. Careful not to get caught in it. Up to the top and back down. Up to the top and back down. All right, grab a drink and let's go to our legs. All right, we're doing cross fiber, top of our quad. Starting at the hip, down to the knee. Working your way back up to the hip. Back down to the knee. Okay, I just want to make sure we hit those hip flexors. Okay, now let's go down our IT band, cross fiber. Okay, cross fiber on the hamstring. I'm going to switch hand position. Okay, and I'm just going to go across, starting at my glute hammy tie-in. I'm going to go across. Working my way slowly down to my knee. And you can bend your leg or straighten your leg, whatever your preference is. Working my way back up. And back down to my knee. Back up. And one more pass down to the knee. And back up to the glute. Okay? Now for the inner thigh. Okay? I'll put my left hand on the bottom, just kind of as a guide. Make sure you get all the way up to your knee. All right, let's cross fiber on our calf. Okay, so we'll start on the outside. So you'll notice when I'm blasting, I'm trying as well as possible to keep some good posture. You know, try not to hunch over. I try to be mindful of my hips and my shoulders and my wrist. Let's get the back right behind the knee down to the ankle. Cross fiber. And work into the inside. And let's switch legs. All right, let's finish off with our right leg. And we'll start on the front, top of our quad, cross fiber. Coming up to our hip flexor. Down to the knee. And let's take it out to the IT band. Coming all the way up to that attachment. And going a little bit further back here to the outer edge of the hamstring, working up to that glute hammy tie-in right here. All right, let's change position. And I'm going to go right at that glute hamstring tie-in area. Going back and forth. You can bend your leg or straighten your leg. And slowly start working down towards the knee. And for the inside of this thigh here, all right, you can kind of use this bottom just as a guide, using light pressure. And just hit that one more time, right on the upper end. Okay, and the lower leg. Okay, let's start and go cross fiber. We'll do the outside edge first. So from your shin to the outside edge of your lower leg, cross fiber. Coming all the way up. Make sure you get here by your knee. And let's do behind. Back and forth from knee to ankle. And for the inside of that lower leg, again, just make sure you hit up by your knee. You'll notice when I'm blasting, my hands are nice and loose. I don't like get that clench hold on there. Just keep them nice and loose. Try to keep your wrist in a neutral alignment the best you can. All right, grab a drink, oil up whenever you need to. Now we're just gonna go back and do just a really quick flush out here with our Fasciablaster. I'm going to hit the bottoms of my feet. You can sit down to do this. Okay, and then the top of your foot. And around your ankles. Coming on to our lower leg. Very light, brisk. We're just getting everything moving around on the top superficial fascia layer. The bigger claws go a little bit deeper. Going to the back and the inside edge. Moving up to the knee. Your quadricep. Outer leg, behind the knee, up to the hamstring. Moving to the inside, and hit that inner thigh. Let's do our other leg, starting with the bottom of the foot. And the top of the foot. Around the ankle. And into the lower leg. Over your kneecap, behind your knee, bring it up your hamstring, coming to your outer thigh, and the front, your quadricep. Moving to your inside thigh. Make sure you hit your hip flexors. Okay, our stomach, nice and light, back and forth across that stomach a couple times. Get your oblique. And moving on to your quadratus lumborum, over your rectors. Switch hands. Moving out over to the oblique. And let's get the top of our back. Over to your scapula. Switching hands. And our traps. Other side. Bringing it to the front. Nice and gentle pressure. Bringing it down by our clavicle. And our pectorals. You can actually just turn that on the side and just flush it back and forth. And front of the shoulder. Go all the way around your deltoid. Bringing it all the way down to the wrist. And top of the hand, palm of the hand. Just take it to the other side, the front of that shoulder. And the deltoid, rear delt, taking it down. Rotating your palm and get that back edge, back of the hand, palm, and let's give our face just another nice blast. Really just nice and gentle, getting everything moving out around the lips. And by my cheekbone, up your temporal area, and forehead. And by my nose. Go between your eyes. And let's hit our scalp. Get everything flushed out. When your hair is nice and combed, you can just like run all the way through it. Anytime you feel like you're getting snagged, just pull out. Make sure you get behind your ears. All right. And then let's just use our hands and do one final flush. Start at the bottom of your foot. And just pull upward. You can do this about 10 times. And your other leg. It's just light pressure, bringing that fluid up towards the heart. Keep your hands nice and wide so you can cover as much area. Okay. Continue bringing it up. And in this area, so flush just means to move. You know, when we're right over the heart, where do you direct it? So just move the fluid. And your back, just kind of move it around. It's really hard to do your own back. And another side. And your neck. And for my face, I just kind of move it out. And my forehead. Just run your hands across your scalp. All right, great job, everybody. Have a great day.